Hello. Regatta. World Cities Times. Finally doing the review of it. Not review, just a quick look at it. A few pointers on what to look for if you wanted to buy one of these particular watches. So let's no further ado. Let's get into it. It's been long enough. So here it is. Okay, so here it is. The Regatta, or the Rocket. The Rocket watch. Here it is. Look at that. There it is. Okay. So, firstly, if you are looking to buy one of these, believe me when I say this, I humbly say this, that you can find one in better condition than this. This, I do not believe, even has the correct crystal on it. The crystal is far too domed. When you're looking at the watch square, it's difficult. You have to tilt it to see the cities, or the outer ring of the cities. Okay, we'll go through those in a little bit in a second. Okay, but the condition of this watch, I would say, is probably fair to middling. It's got a lovely silver sunburst dial with the white city ring around it. It didn't come on this strap. It's a strap that I bought from China. It's actually solid links. This Chinese strap. They're a little bit on the sharp side, and it has got a kind of tink to it, but because they're solid, it seems to be not that noisy. Okay, so the Regatta. This particular one that I've got here, I'm going to up the light in here a little bit. Has got some worn, has worn through the chrome plating a little bit there, just around this sort of small bezel thing. The case and case back are all in, well, the case back's stainless steel anyway, but the case itself is in very good condition. One of the reasons I got it, and it is apart from the crystal, it is a very, very original piece, and it's totally functioning, which is nice. You can see I move this and the dial spins around. Okay, so we're gonna skip through these because I don't know where they are. I think these are actually Russian. I'm not sure if that's Reykjavik. I'm not entirely sure. I'm not sure if that's Arctic, although it could be, because Reykjavik is in Iceland and the Arctic Circle is very close to that. Don't know what that is. That I did know, but I can't remember what it is right now. Don't know what that is. Samoa. Runhonif something. That could be Antarctic. That could be Antarctic, who knows. I do believe that's San Francisco. Just there at the 12 o'clock right now. I think it's San Francisco. I don't know what that one is. That is Cairo, I believe. Cairo. New York. Washington, maybe. I don't know. And then we are back to Dakar and then London. I like to have it kept just at the top there, London, because that's where I am. Well, I'm not. I'm in Manchester. But I'm in the UK, which is represented by London. That London. Okay, so there it is. That's the functions, basically. Nice little wind up movement, little flicks back. I think it's got overwind protect on this. I'm not entirely sure. I just take it very easily and make sure to just be careful when I wind it. You pull the crown to set the time. No hacking. There it is, setting the time. And now we're going to have a look at the movement. I'm just going to pause that. Okay, we're looking at the movement now. As I stated in the original video, once again, you may or may not have watched it, you probably haven't. This, from what I can gather, has no relevance to whether it's a genuine watch or not. It is just a number on the back of the case. I believe that the modern ones still have these silly numbers. Okay, so we're just going to get this case back opener, and we're going to have a little look. See, what I like to do is just keep my finger on top of that so it doesn't flick up, and then I can control the removal. Okay, we're going to put this little pin inside there. Just move that, move that, move that. Oh dear. Oh dear, it's all gone to tit up. There it is. There it is, the little movement. And there you see. I mean, this is 25-year-old watch. 30-year-old watch maybe. And it's still ticking away rather nicely. There you see. There you see the second hand. The sprocket for the second hand. This one, by the rate it's moving, I believe would probably be the minute hand, and then somewhere there'll be a one that moves the hour hand, possibly. Simple adjuster mechanism here, just there. I'm just gonna put this light on. Oh, that's nice. That's wunderbar. Okay, so it's got a very simple adjuster. Just a hand here. I'm never going to adjust this, but it is a nice. You know, there's a little bit of decoration, it seems, on this particular. Winding cog. Not sure why that's like that, but pretty tasty. I like it. Obviously the jewels are all there. Very nice. No polished screw heads here. No polishing going on at all. But it is. I do like it. It's a very nice. If anyone can tell me what this little crank. Obviously, I think it's to do with stopping the winding mechanism from unwinding. As you can see, when you wind it, then it springs back. Is it something to do with the overwind mechanism? Or is it something else? Really like this watch. It's a very nice watch indeed. Okay, so how to tell if you've got a genuine one? When I say a genuine one, even the ones that are sort of fake have a genuine Rikita movement in, but the 2623H is the one you need. There is a 2609 HB and HA. These are single 12. Sorry, these are 12-hour movements. Okay, so the way this works, I'm going to just put this watch back on now. Just put the watch back on. Okay. We're just going to jam that back on, and I'm going to show you. Okay, so what we're going to do, let's turn this off. Okay, I like the light being like that. So what happens is, you have a minute hand, second hand, and an hour hand. Okay? The hour hand starts here and goes around the dial once per day. Okay? Very simplistic, and a lot of you will already know this. This goes round the dial 24 times in a day, just like any other watch. This is one of the things that I like about this watch, is that it's different. You know, it confuses people as well when they ask you the time, and you sort of say to them, "Oh, hang on a sec, yeah, it's 3:30," and they say, "Oh, no, it's not. It's 2 o'clock." Okay. Sorry, that was a bad example. Terrible, excuse me, I'm very tired. You tell them it's 3 o'clock, and the hour hand is down here, and they go, "No, it's not. Why is your watch wrong? It says 20 to 7." But it's yeah. So yeah, that's it really. There isn't much else to it. The only other things that you can sort of look at when buying one of these watches are the fact that, from what I can gather, the Paqueta, as we would read it in English, needs to be spelt Paqueta. If it's Raqueta, it's usually for the foreign market. Also, if you want a proper vintage one, you need the Creano and CCCP, should I say, which basically means made in USSR and not Russia. Because if it was made in Russia, it was post-USSR, which is means that it's sort of like not as desirable, in my opinion. And also, obviously, a dead giveaway for the fact that it was made for domestic market, this is the fact that around the outside, they're all Russian. Everything's written in Cyrillics. Okay, so that's pretty much it. The only other thing I would do is just make sure you look at the pictures well. Make sure that, you know, I've got a particularly scratched version here, and I probably paid slightly over the odds for it. But I saw it, and I probably didn't pay over the odds, actually. I probably paid about what it's worth. Just because you didn't get something cheap doesn't mean you paid over the odds, does it? And that's the other thing. You get what you pay for, you know. I wanted something quite cheap. And so I didn't want to spend the $80, $90 that a lot of them were being sold for. I wanted to spend the $62 that I paid for this one. So you sort of get what you pay for, in a way. And these are becoming more and more rare. There are a lot of new ones that seem to be really new on the market. And that was the ones I was trying to stay away from, because they seem like they're reproduced versions of this, and possibly either reproduced or remanufactured to death, so that none of the original components are, because this is a fully functioning factory. You know, this isn't just like a dead and buried factory. Raqueta is still alive. You know, there's a lovely video on Raqueta where there's a guy goes to the factory. They build this massive 5-ton clock. And you know, these are for me, a really underrated company. You know, they make movements. And again, this is in the video. If you're going to search for it, I'll try and see if I can put a link in the description for this video. But they actually make movements, or parts of movements, for the Swiss watch industry. I think they make a certain type of spring. The machinery. The Swiss have got the machinery, but it's difficult to make a spring as small as they do with the machines that they've got, because you need the. It explains it all in the video, but you basically, the prowess, the know-how of the Russian guys is superior. And actually, in the watch industry, these guys seem to command a bit of respect. And that's all right by me, as far as I'm concerned. I mean, I've got nothing against anybody, you know, Swiss, French, Italian, Russian, English, American. For me, I buy a watch because I like it. I don't look at a brand and go, oh, but look at it. It's only worth 60 quid. If a watch is beautiful and it speaks to me and I want it, then that's all that matters to me. Okay. Obviously, the price point plays a big part in that because I can't afford a £6,000 watch. Okay, which is why I go for these really interesting antique watches. You know, and as long as it's still ticking, and someday I can afford to have this serviced, then I'm a happy boy. You know, and one day I'll have it serviced. I'll have this silly domed crystal replaced, and crack on with that. But until then, I'll just keep saving some pennies and keep getting nice watches that I like. You know, I'm not just interested in every watch. I'm interested in the watches I like. And I think we can all learn a lesson like that, really, because you know, it's a hobby of love. It should be a hobby of love, not just a hobby of, ooh, look at all the watches I've got. So yeah, I'll get off that little soapbox anyway, and there it is. The Raketa. I like it. I really love it. I almost wish I hadn't took this took the strap apart. I'm gonna do a little watch. There you go. I'll do it like that. There you go, on the wrist. Lovely. There you go. Look at that little beauty on the wrist. That's nice. Alright. Thanks for watching and please come again.